Alright guys, made a couple of these pita pizzas using Joseph's pita bread, and I just used like a mustard sauce. It's just Dijon mustard and some seasonings with some fat-free cheddar cheese on top. Didn't really want to use a whole lot of calories on this meal. Looks pretty good. I just broiled them in the oven for like 5 minutes. Yeah, I've had this ice cream for like a month. I think I've had like 2 servings. My fat is so low right now that I just don't like to waste it on stuff like this. It's 3.5 grams of fat per serving. See if I can focus that. There it is. Yeah, not bad macros. Even the fat is fairly low, but mine is so terrible that I don't eat this that much. So I got this completely fat free. Macros right there. And the carbs aren't super high. Sometimes when you get fat-free ice cream, the carbs will be like 10 grams higher. So pretty happy with this purchase. I'm going to have about a serving of each of these now. And there it is. And I have tried this cinnamon bun fun stuff. It is pretty delicious. If you've ever had those pecan spin wheels, Little Debbie's, that's what it tastes like to me. It tastes like those are just kind of mixed in there. Really tasty. Gonna enjoy this. Alright guys, Thursday morning. Decided to have a pretty high-fat breakfast and kept the carbs really low. This meal is a salmon burger that you just saw, beef liver there, 2 whole eggs, and then of course I had to top all of this with some reduced sugar ketchup. There it is, I did it at the speed of light. And this meal was over 20 grams of fat. I have 35 for the day, so I knew I was making a sacrifice when I had this meal, but it was worth it. This was really filling, everything was really tasty. And this only took me about 5 minutes. None of this stuff takes very long to cook. Beef liver is really simple. I just do quick thaw in the microwave, takes a couple minutes, and then pan fry it, which also takes a couple minutes. Did the same thing with the salmon burger. Here's my training today. Squats have just felt really weird. Made it through the session fine, but my belt's sliding around, my joints don't feel right. I'm at the point now, next week, I do have a plan for just all my lifts, but it may just be complete auto-regulation every day. We'll see. Bench press too, just nothing feels right. But today it was 345 for 3, and then 4 sets of 3 at an 8.5. I stuck with 345, made it through all the sets with no problems. You'll just see the first and last sets. And at the beginning you saw that my weight was pretty high this morning, and I looked back at my log. My sodium was super high yesterday, and I think that had a lot to do with it. Definitely made sure to keep my sodium under control today and drank a lot of water and started flushing out that water during the day. Right now I feel like I look the best I've looked all prep as far as leanness goes, but I'm really flat. So filmed this set as well. This is just my first set on stiff leg deadlifts, and kind of filmed this for me too. I don't do these that often. Wanted to make sure that my back wasn't rounding, and everything looks fine here. I only did 2 sets of 8 on these. I did 1 warm-up set with 205 for 8, then 2 sets of 8 with 275, and I was supersetting this with calf raises on the leg press. After those 2 were finished, I did some lat pull downs and then some dumbbell curls, but I didn't film lat pull downs or dumbbell curls just because it would have been difficult, and I've filmed those before. But I did get this cool little view of calf presses. You know, why not? I figured I could easily hold the camera and do this at the same time, so I did. And this is how I do them. Slow on the way down, slight pause at the bottom, slight pause at the top. And you'll see all 12 reps of this set. Just did 2 sets of 12 here too, I think. Did 2 sets of deadlifts, 2 sets of calf presses, 3 sets of lat pull downs, and then 2 sets on dumbbell curls. I might have done 3 sets on calf presses. I'm really not sure. I'm not too worried about losing size in my calves. I'm doing enough to maintain the size I have, I think. And then after all of this, did some brief posing in the bathroom. And then I had 4 intervals on the elliptical, followed by 10 minutes at a moderate pace. Here's the posing here. My back definitely seems to have flushed out. My front was still a little bit watery. That's why you're only going to see this quick little pose here. Yep. And this was my post-workout, a sleeve of white cheddar rice cakes, and what ended up being 52 grams of reduced sugar ketchup. I just weighed the container before and after. And this is how I ate my sad little meal. Just squirted a bit on each rice cake every time. Here's the meal I had when I got home. About 250 grams of egg whites and some fat-free cheddar cheese. And this is a sweet potato that I cut into slices, topped with cinnamon and chili powder and a little bit of salt. I just showed you this view so you could see the inside of the omelet, and I wasn't sure I'd be able to fit it on the plate without covering up some of these, so I filmed them separately. You'll see the whole meal once it's plated next. And of course I added some reduced sugar ketchup. If I have reduced sugar ketchup, you can pretty much guarantee that I'm going to use it on almost every meal. And had a lot of carbs left after this. I did that on purpose. And I had a big bowl of puffed wheat, and there's a little bit of sugar-free Jell-O mixed in there for even more volume. A lot of almond bries, and about 2/3 of a serving of fat-free ice cream. Ended the day with this. If you've made it this far, I appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and don't if you didn't. I'll talk to you next time.